This is the first place that you can get in. We've just walked down here. There's a lake just there, and oh, kid you not, we just heard, I would not, but when we were down here the other day with the dogs, we heard some 2 or 3 really loud, sort of heavy stick breaks, and that made us want to come back here today and have a look. So we've come to this side because the other side over there is private land, of course. So we've come in here, and then the first thing we've seen is this ground stick, of course. I don't know whether it's at that angle because it's, tipped over, or whether it's been pushed in at that angle. And then we've got this little flurry of stuff here. There's a couple of breaks there and a Y stick lying down. So what we're going to try and do is walk along the very edge of the wood, and this goes into just nowhere land, and see if we can see anything along the edge, because I suspect this would be some kind of travel route from one lake to another. So that's what we're going to do. So what I want you to notice is the ground here. Look how it's all packed down. All packed down. The moss is completely intact, but compare it to where Rob stood, which is like grassy, and then compare it to over there where I've just come from. This is completely different. So what's been happening there? And notice again, as we keep saying, when we find these areas of sort of trampled, packed down ground, we find all these sticks on the ground. Now, is that because something's sitting here breaking sticks, chewing sticks, getting grubs out of sticks, playing with sticks? I've no idea. It's well camouflaged from the road because of the growth. And I mean, this road, you get 2 cars an hour, if that. So that's just something to note. Okay, so I'd like you to have a look at this. So this is not much of a shape of anything in particular, but what I noticed was these are broken and stripped. The bark is stripped in some places, and there's breaks and snaps. Now that could be because something's been walking over it, possibly, but could it also be that it's a pile of sticks that has been, I don't know, chewed on, sucked, played with? I don't know. It's just very, very curious. What did you say, hon?
That one isn't touching the ground, it's floating.
Oh yeah, that one's floating. I didn't realise that. Well spotted. So look what we've got here. We've got that. We've got that. Then we've got this one leaning in, and that's a big old Y stick in there. And then we've got this one coming through it, that, as Rob pointed out, isn't actually touching the ground. So we've got probably 8 inches under there where it's not touching the ground. There's a nice pinned arch just there. What is it, Rob? Oh yeah, it's just leaned in there.
It's not from there.
It didn't grow there.
No.
We don't think it grew there. Now look at this. We've suddenly come on this. Look at the ground here and how it looks. Okay, the trees are all exactly the same all around us, and then suddenly we come to this. And the ground is completely different. It looks like something comes in here and treads treads about, walks around. Could be animals, could be, I don't know what it is, but it's odd, it's weird. Big pinned arch over there, a lower one, and then behind it there's a higher one.
Holding it up.
Is that a Y stick, Rob? Poked in the ground there. See
Yes,
it?
it is.
The other
Yeah,
side, a
upside
Y
down.
stick ground stick. Right, so
going
we've
on there?
just spotted this. So we've got the cross, the Lena. There should be somewhere, if we look around, there should be a pinned arch, I would think. But look at this. I mean, they could have fallen out of the trees, couldn't they? But they just look very curious. And then that on the other side.
Those two like that.
Let me get closer, Rob, and then we can hear what you're saying. Go on.
Well, those two like that.
Yeah,
That's
and that's
balanced.
kind of holding it down. I know. As though it was
And that
put
one,
there.
just like
And
that
look
one.
at that one. That one is sitting. Oh, look. It's sitting on that. How does that happen? And then you've got that one resting on there. Then here,
giant Y stick.
we've got a giant Y stick,
I'll pull it out.
ground stick, buried in the ground. Yeah, look. Wow, that's... Oh, wow. How far in was that?
About
6
6
inches?
inches.
Wow. Now, is this natural? Or is this some kind of set of signposts that says, over there, humans have cut down a load of the wood, so don't go over there, or do go over there, or water's that way, or water's this way, or maybe the thing stuck in the ground say go that way, or
Blackberries are good over there.
blackberries are good over there. Yeah, who knows? But how strange. I haven't seen the pinned arch though that I thought we'd see with it, because we normally do, don't we?
Completely different sign, so don't need a pin arch.
Yeah, I don't know. Very curious, that stuff. Rob spotted that, of course, not me. Eagle eye. So here's another bit that we find a little bit curious. So you've got the back one there. There's the Y stick. There's a Lena coming up against it, which is also a Y stick. Then we've got these ones running through it. Just, it stands out. Then this little collection here that's been jammed into the tree. So there's two jammed in the tree and then one leaning up against that. There's a little one in there. There's 3 big ones. I don't know, we see all sorts of things leaning up against the trees, but sometimes when we see them, they look so different that then we think, well, is this some kind of message? So they're the ones that we film, just in case someone else finds the same type of thing, the same shape, the same configuration of logs and sticks and things, just so that they can be compared with each other, maybe at a future date. I don't know. they've had to come over onto the track to get round the bit that they logged and go round the back of it to go into a bit that has, that isn't touched and is free from a lot of humans. So we'll be back in a minute. So there's a number of broken off ones there, but they could have just broken naturally. And one there. A few leaners lying in there and there. And then we come to this pinned arch, which is well and truly pinned down there. But it is a wispy, bendy sapling, so I can't tell you that somebody actually pinned it.
Turn round behind you, is that?
Oh, turn round behind me, Rob says. What is it?
That floating Y stick.
Oh, there's a floating Y stick. Oh, we'll see if I can get a close up on it. And tree stuffing in the bottom. Yeah, that's quite curious, isn't it? There's the devastation of where they've cut the trees down. So we're just coming back to the edge again now so that we can carry on and follow the perimeter once more. That's quite interesting. So you've got one coming down there and another one laying across there and then that one coming up through there. All could have fallen down. And then behind it, kind of shining a little bit in the sun, is a leaf. I always think it's interesting, the ones that shine in little patches of their own sunlight, whether that's just accidental or intentional, no idea, but it's something interesting to note. So this is quite an interesting spot. I've got a pushed over, fallen down, whatever you like, tree, but then we've got this sort of little patch and it feels a bit different from the area around it. It's kind of almost got a set of interconnecting logs, which we seem to find often, like these circuit boards. But if you look over there and then you look here, it does kind of have a different vibe to it. These are all broken, they're not cut, they're all snapped. So there's a floating one there, then there's a lovely pinned arch, another leaner there, another one in front of Rob. Lots of shapes and see, now look at that. It looks like it's been layered, like this was the bottom one, but then there's more and more been laid on top.
There's a ground stick there.
Oh, and then there's a ground stick. Yeah, right in the cross. And you see, how likely is it that stuff falls on the same spot to make this layered effect? That's what I can't find out. Statistically speaking, how likely is it that when stuff falls out of a tree, it falls on exactly the same spot to make a layered effect? Now that, to me, just doesn't seem at all likely.
Behind you there, go in the corner there, that one that starts
Yeah.
That goes up there, that's another Y stick.
Oh yeah, that is a Y stick leaner, well spotted, Rob. That starts here. Oops. And goes up to a Y just there. That big one over there, I think, is just a natural fallen down tree. And these could be just naturally fallen down. Who knows? Who knows? That I would think that bent one there was probably taken down when that big tree fell, and that perhaps also made that pinned arch. Do you think, Rob?
Not here.
You see, there's this bent bit just above your head, Rob. There's a bent bit, and then behind it is a pinned arch that is caught on the tree that fell down, and then there's another pinned arch there. Were they just part of this catastrophic tree fall, or have they been? No, they weren't part of it, Rob, because they're on top of it. So the big tree fell down first, then this one fell down. Well, if we're talking about everything being connected under the ground, look, there's another massive pinned arch there that's pinned in all this devastation here. Yeah, if a tree falls down, Rob, does it then weaken the other trees around it? If a tree falls down in one place, are there more likely then to be trees around it that fall down as well, or not? Are they all individual? No, I don't know either. If it falls down from disease, then maybe the disease has spread to others around it, so then maybe others would fall down. I don't know. It's so hard to know. And the problem is, arborists and professional tree people won't talk to us because they know that we're into looking for the wild man. Pinned arch there.
Come to where I am.
Hang on. Rob's just found another ground stick, Y stick, poked in the tree. Well, really well poked in as well. I don't know how that happens. I really don't. And a floating branch up there as well. Right, let's continue. So how does that there get jammed in?
Because it's over and under. Look there, it's got another bit sticking out there.
So it goes. That one's on top of it. This one is underneath it.
Yeah, and that one.
And there's another little one. How does it get in that position? It does seem like something puts them there.
Oh dear, broke it
just broke it. That can't be good, can it?
Bigfoot get lost now.
And look at that one there. That's catching the sunlight. So there's a leaner going through between the trees, but on top of it there's a very delicate Y stick. I can smell dead. Can you smell it?
No. Got cold going on.
Yeah, I can smell dead animal. That stinks. Probably somebody who's shot a deer and then never managed to find it. Look at that. I mean, it's white. And look at the rest of the trees. They're all brown. All of them are brown. So how on earth do you suddenly get... Oh, I don't know. I'm sure somebody who knows about trees is screaming at me now, saying you're such an idiot, Deborah. But it just looks so incongruous. Look at the shape of it. It's nuts. Absolutely nuts. There's a bird doing a huge alert behind me.
That's pointing downwards. I'll move it for you.
Look at that. Now, is that shape because a vine has been growing up it? Or is it that shape because it's been twisted over a number of months, years? I don't know. Is that poked in the ground, Rob? Yes. Oh my goodness. That's so weird. So weird. Oh look, there's a big ditch there. Let's not try and fall down that. Oh right, so we'll follow along there and follow along the edge of the field. Okay, cool. Little bit of something maybe there. Don't know. That's funny. Look, how does that Y stick get under there and then just end up hanging like that? Strange. Oh, is there a path? Oh, cool. We were a little bit lost. Not hugely lost. We're not more than a couple of miles from somewhere, but we just didn't quite know where. So this little flurry starts here with a pinned arch. We've got one here that's pinning it down. Another one underneath it. This is a tree that's fallen over. And then we've got all this. A break, an arch, another arch, a cross, leaners. Just, is this natural? There's a little bit more stuff just behind as well. Has all this been bent over on purpose? I don't know. Interesting little bit. I don't know if that's just natural or whether that's been, bent over on purpose. God, it's absolutely boiling hot. The ground is so sandy now. Really, really dry.